So, when we have started this chapter, rotational dynamics, the first chapter, I have said that there are two parts of the chapter. One half part related with the circular motion, and remaining half is related with the rotational motion. So, last year we have some idea about the rotational motion. रोटेशनल मोशन आपण तिथे टर्निंग इफेक्ट म्हटलं होतं बघा. So rotational motion or turning effect is always produced by the torque, and we know that torque may be produced by a single force. कुठलं एक्झाम्पल दिलं होतं आपण? By pushing the door with the help of handle, we can rotate the door. Only one force is applied to the handle. Second, the torque can also be produced by the two forces, but there is a condition: the two forces must be equal in magnitude, opposite in direction, and having different line of action. Couple म्हटलं होतं आपण त्याला. So rotational motion is caused by torque. We know this result. Torque is produced by single force also, by couple also. For both cases, the value of the torque is same, and we have seen that relation torque T is equal to, in vector form, it is given by vector R cross F, where F is a force applied. If there is a couple acting, then any one of the force multiplied by R. R is called as a moment arm. Moment arm vector. Moment arm vector. It is a perpendicular distance between the fixed point for the rotational motion and the line of action of the force. The meaning of R is like this. Suppose this is a rigid body, and this is the point through which the axis is passing, like this. Axis is shown like this. Then, if this is the point P, where the force is applied, say in this direction, then this is the line of action of the force. So draw perpendicular. This angle is 90 degree. So this is called as the moment arm. It is a perpendicular distance between the line of action of the force from the axis of rotation, like this. जरी P point इथे असला तरी हे distance असं नाही बोलू. It is a perpendicular distance. So this is the idea that we know. Also we know necessary condition for rotational motion. Rotational motion is caused by torque. First point, rotational motion is always considered for a rigid body, where the separation between the two constituent particles remains same, whether the body is at rest or whether the body is in motion. Rigid body is used, and this rotational motion is always about a given axis of rotation. So this point we have already seen, so we will revise them. Just first point. Rotational motion is caused by torque, given by this relation. Torque T is equal to, it is a vector quantity, E is equal to R cross F. Magnitude of torque is given by magnitude of the first vector, magnitude of the second vector into sine of theta, where theta is equal to angle between direction of vector R and vector F. So in our figure, the force is applied at point P. So if we join OP, then this is the vector R, direction of vector R, and this will be the angle theta. like this. Second point. Second point. Rotational motion is always about an axis of rotation. An axis of rotation. Axis of rotation may be axis of rotation may be inside the body, outside the body, or at one edge or corner or side of the body. So we can have so many examples. For example, now Earth rotates about its own axis passing through the north and south pole. So that axis is passing inside the body through its center. Like this. The axis of rotation may be outside the body. The best example is a ring. So a ring rotates about the axis, but at that point through which the axis is passing, there is no particle of the ring. There is no particle of the hollow cylinder. Ring and hollow cylinder both are same cases. Hollow sphere पण आपण consider करू शकतो. So axis of rotation may be outside the body where there is not a single particle of the body, and it may be at one edge. That's the best example आपल्याला door माहिती. If this is the door, then this shutter is fixed in the frame, and on this side there are hinges 1, 2, 3. So axis is passing through this hinges, and we can rotate the door like this. So axis may be at one edge. Another example is a fan. So that supporting rod is the axis of rotation for the fan. The blades of the fan rotate about that axis of rotation coinciding with the rod like this. So axis of rotation may be inside the body. Example is fan and earth. It may be outside the body. Example is a ring. And it may be at one edge or one corner or one side of the body. Example is the door like this. So you can remember this example. Inside the body means earth, fan. Outside the body means a ring, and at one edge means door. At least one example should be given like this. And the last point is this rotational motion is always considered for a rigid body. Rotational motion is always considered for rigid bodies. Generally, solids are a rigid body. Liquid and gases, they are not rigid body because the separation between the gas molecule changes continuously due to the random motion. Like this. So, these are general points that we have seen last year. Rotation motion is produced by the torque. Torque may be produced by a single force or couple. That is one more point. Rotation motion is always considered about the axis of rotation. The position of the axis of rotation may be like this. Then rotation motion is always considered for the rigid body. So what is meant by rigid body? That also we know. Rigid body. Rigid body. Generally, solids are rigid body. A body in which there is no change in shape and size, that is dimensions, when the force is applied, whether the body is at rest or whether the body is in motion. म्हणजे बॉडीच्या डायमेन्शनमध्ये चेंज नको व्हायला पाहिजे. हॅलो सर, बॉडीच्या आतले पार्टिकलमधलं सेपरेशन नको चेंज व्हायला पाहिजे. देन इट इज कॉल्ड एज ए रिजिड बॉडी. द बॉडी in which first there is no change in the separation between any two constituent particles of the medium. The body in which there is no change in the separation between any two constituent particles of the body, that is no change in shape, size, that is dimensions when the force is applied, whatever may be the force is applied to it, and whether the body is at rest or in motion. Whether the body is at rest or in motion. Now, let us give one more term. What is meant by axis of rotation? Axis of rotation. Definition. This is also the definition. Solids are rigid bodies. Definition. The imaginary line joining the centers of circular paths of different particles of a rotating body. A rotating body. So best example is that of the earth. Suppose this is the body like a earth. This is the north pole, this is the south pole, and this is the axis passing through north and south. This is the line joining the north and south pole. So if we consider the particle M1 on the equator, when the earth rotates in this direction from west to east, this M1 particle will perform circular motion. So its center C1 is here, its radius is the R1. Now, if we consider another particle of mass M2, say here, It will also perform circular motion. Center is C2. Radius from change झाली, radius is R2. If we consider a third particle M3 inside the earth, it will also perform circular motion. Its center will be C3. Its radius is R3. Now, if we consider the particle M4, it will also perform circular motion, having center C4, having radius R4. Now, if we consider particle on the S pole or on the N pole, then its radius will be 0. So, it will have no circular motion. So, M1, M2, M3, M4 have circular motion. Their centers are C1, C2, C3, C4. The line joining C1, C2, C3, C4 is called as the axis of rotation. So, check the definition. The imaginary line joining the center C1, C2, C3, C4 of the circular path of the different particle M1, M2, M3, M4 of the rotating body is called as the axis of rotation. हे थोडक्यात या ठिकाणी या सॉलिड बॉडीच्या आत जे काही पार्टिकल आहेत त्याच्यापर्यंत दोन ग्रुप केलेले आहेत. सम पार्टिकल्स आर लाइंग ऑन ॲक्सिस ऑफ रोटेशन C1, C2, C3, C4 etc. and some particles are not lying, they are outside the axis of rotation. असे दोन ग्रुप तयार झालेले आहेत. त्यातल्या एका ग्रुपच्या प्रॉपर्टीज रोटेशन मोशनसाठी महत्त्वाच्या आहेत. Those particles not lying on the axis of rotation have certain important property which contribute for rotational motion. ॲक्सिसवर जे पार्टिकल जे आहेत ते जागा सोडतच नाही. दे हॅव नो मोशन, नो ट्रान्सलेशन मोशन, नो रोटेशनल मोशन. त्याचा विचार करायची गरज नाही. सो द पार्टिकल्स लाइंग ऑन द ॲक्सिस हॅज नो मोशन. द फर्स्ट ग्रुप इज दिस. द पार्टिकल्स lying on axis have no motion, either translational motion or rotational motion. Vibrational motion चा तर प्रश्नच येत नाही सॉलिडसाठी. So this is about the first group. Second group, particles not lying on the axis of rotation. They have very important properties. So what to see them separately. Properties of the particles of a body not lying on the axis of rotation. Not lying on axis of rotation. So the properties are like this. We can consider a simple example. A fan. So when we switch on the fan, it rotates about this axis passing through its center O. Now, if in time t is equal to 2 seconds, the fan rotates through say 50 degree. In time t is equal to 2 seconds, the fan rotates through 50 degree. Then what is about the blade number 1, blade number 2, blade number 3? The blade number 1 also rotates through 50 degree. The blade number 2 of the fan also rotates about the 50 degree. The blade number 3 also rotates about the same angle, about the axis by the same angle. So this will rotate by 50 degree, it will come here. This will also rotate through 50 degree, it will come here like this. So this is the first property. All the particles cover equal angle equal to that of the whole body. The angular displacement of the first particle, of the second particle, of the third particle, of the nth particle are same, equal to that of the whole body. So they have equal angular displacement. So when 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 a body rotates about a given axis of rotation, when a body rotates about a given axis of rotation, then all the particles of the body, this condition is important, not lying on its axis, perform circular motion. Perform circular motion having different radar. But first having same angular displacement, that is angular displacement of the whole body fan is equal to angular displacement of the first particle, first blade of the fan, second blade of the fan, like this. So this is the basic example. If the fan rotates through 50 degree in time t is equal to 2 seconds, then the first blade, second blade, third blade, they have also angular displacement equal to 50 degree, 50 degree, 50 degree. So they have equal angular displacement. What is the second property? They have same angular velocities, that is omega of the whole body fan is equal to omega of the first particle, omega of the second particle, omega of the third blade of the fan is equal to angular velocity of the last particle. Now see this, time taken is 2 seconds, so the angular velocity of the fan is equal to theta of the fan by t. So 50 degree upon 2, that is equal to 25 degree by 2. याचा कन्वर्शन आपल्याला रेडियन पर सेकंड मध्ये करता येईल. So angular velocity of the first blade of the fan will be same. Angular displacement of the first blade upon time taken is same. So it is again 25 by 2, that is equal to that radian per second. So omega 1 is equal to omega 2 is equal to omega 3 is equal to omega of the whole body. So omega of the whole body is equal to omega 1 is equal to omega 2 is equal to omega 3 is equal to omega n. So they have same angular velocity. So if theta and omega are same, then alpha will also be same, because alpha is given by theta by t, omega by t. Change in angular velocity, omega by t. So third property is they are having same angular acceleration alpha, that is alpha of the whole body is equal to alpha 1 of the first blade, alpha 2, alpha 3, alpha n. So this property of circular motion, angular displacement, angular velocity, angular acceleration are same, but but R1 radii of circular path, but they are having different radii of circular path. Okay, shout. Now, if we consider this figure, then consider this particle M1. So, it performs circular motion in this radius. So, its radius is R1. Now, if we consider the second particle, say M2 here, then it will perform circular motion in this radius. So, its radius will be equal to R2. So, R1 and R2 are different like this. Now, if we consider this third particle of mass M3 here, then it will perform circular motion having radius R3 like this. So, see in this figure, R1, R2, R3 are different. They have different values of radii, and values of radii are different. Therefore, their properties related with linear motion, linear velocity, linear acceleration, it is also called as the tangential acceleration, are having different values like this. The properties like angular displacement, angular velocity, angular accelerations are same, but properties like linear velocity, linear acceleration are different. Why? Because they have different radii of circular path like this. So their radii are different. See in this figure. When the fan rotates, the particle of mass m1, it performs circular motion in this circle. Its radius is r1. This particle is considered at the tip of the blade of the fan. It will perform circular motion in this circle. Its radius is r2. R2 is longest value. It is greater than r1. This is intermediate particle on the blade of the fan. It will also perform circular motion having radius r3. So r1 is smallest, r3 is more than that, r2 is the highest. So the particle performs circular motion, but they are having different radii, and radii are different. Therefore, v1, v2, v3 are different, because v1 is equal to r1 omega 1, r2 omega 2, etc. So R1, R2, R3 are different, therefore V1, V2, V3, V4 are different. R1, R2, R3, R4 are different, therefore A1 is not equal to A2 is not equal to A3. So they are having different linear velocities, they are having different linear or tangential acceleration, but having same angular displacement. So what to use this property throughout the chapter. Now let us start actually for rotational motion. So now we will consider the rotational motion of a rigid body about a given axis of rotation like this. Suppose this is a rigid body of any shape, and last year we have seen that the axis of rotation is shown like this. There are three parts of the axis of rotation. This one part is above the body, second part is below the body, and third part is inside the body. So that part of the body, part of the axis above the body is shown like this. This is the part of the axis of rotation inside the body, and this is the remaining like this. So now inside this body we are considering the four particles. Say this is the axis passing to the point O. Say this is the particle M1. So it performs circular motion having radius R1 in this direction. So if the body rotates in this direction, this particle will perform circular motion in this circular path. So it will have tangential velocity v1 like this. I will show only magnitude. Now, if we consider the another particle m2, then it will have tangential velocity v2. Its radius of circular path is r2. This particle is the m2. So this is the radius vector, this is the velocity vector. So this angle is 90 degree, this angle is 90 degree. Then if we consider this is the, say, third particle M3, then it is at distance R3, it has tangential velocity V3, So this is the n particle of mass Mn. It also performs circular motion having a radius Rn. Its velocity is Vn. Tangential velocity is Vn. This angle is 90 degree. This angle is 90 degree. So we are considering n particles. So V1 is equal to R1 omega 1. The body performs circular motion like this. Since omega is equal to omega of the whole body is equal to omega 1 is equal to omega 2 is equal to omega 3 is equal to dot omega n. Therefore V1 is equal to R1 omega. Let E1 is equal to kinetic energy of a particle of mass m1 situated at distance r1 from given axis of rotation, given axis through point O. This is the point. So by usual relation, it is given by 1/2 m1 v1 square is equal to 1/2 m1. Now substitute v1 is equal to this one, r1 square omega square, where omega is the angular velocity of the whole body. So this is equation 1. This is equation 1. So we know the kinetic energy of the first particle. Similarly, you can give the kinetic energy of the remaining particles. Similarly, kinetic energy of a remaining particle particles are E2 is equal to 1/2 m2 r2 square omega square. E3 is equal to 1/2 m3 r3 square omega square . En is equal to 1/2 mass of the n particle, radius of circular path of the n particle Rn square omega square. या सर्वांना मिळून आपण एकच नंबर देणार. So this is equation 2. This is equation 2. So energy is a scalar quantity. It has no direction, and therefore, if E is equal to total kinetic energy of a rotating body, then E is equal to kinetic energy of the first particle plus kinetic energy of the second particle plus kinetic energy of the third particle kinetic energy of the nth particle. So this is equation 3. So put 1 and 2 in equation 3. So kinetic energy of the total body, rotating body, is given by E is equal to 1/2 m1 r1 square omega square plus 1/2 m2 r2 square omega square plus 1/2 m3 r3 square omega square plus last particle 1/2 mn rn square omega square. So on our right hand side 1/2 is common, omega square is common, and now the remaining terms are m1 r1 square plus m2 r2 square plus m3 r3 square mn rn square. So this is equation 4. So E is equal to, by using summation notation, it can be written as summation of mi ri square I vary from first particle to n particle into omega square, where omega is the angular velocity of the whole body. Say this is equation 5, and therefore E is equal to 1/2. Now this quantity is replaced by I omega square. So kinetic energy of the rotating body is given by, this is equation 6. Now in this equation 6, what is about I? I is replaced for this quantity, where I is equal to summation of mi r square. I varies from first particle to n particle, and it is equal to m1 r1 square, m2 r2 square, m3 rc square dot mn rn square, and this I is called as, this is a completely new quantity for us. It is called as the moment of inertia of a body. It is a completely new quantity. I is a moment of inertia of the, आपला बोर्डचा सिलेबस जो आहे त्याच्यातलं पहिलं आर्टिकल जे आहे ते डायरेक्ट हे ॲनालॉग ऑफ मोमेंट ऑफ इनर्शिया विथ द मासचं, ही मागची बॅकग्राऊंड त्याच्यामध्ये दिलेलीच नाही आहे ती, आणि ती 11ला पण झालेली नाही. त्याच्या हा चॅप्टर तर आपण आपल्या कन्व्हिनियंटप्रमाणे आपण अरेंज करून घेणार आहोत. काही आर्टिकल जरी बुक्समध्ये सिलेबसला दिलेले नसले तर ते आपण बघणार आहोत, घेणार आहोत ते लक्षात. सो दिस इज ए कम्प्लिटली न्यू क्वांटिटी. सो रोटेशन मोशन इज एक्सप्लेन इन टर्म्स ऑफ मोमेंट ऑफ इनर्शिया. लिनियर किंवा ट्रान्सलेशन मोशनमध्ये ही क्वांटिटी आपण यूज करत नाही, तिथे आपण मास यूज करतो. म्हणजे सर्क्युलर मोशन आणि रोटेशन मोशनमधले डिफरंटचे काही पॉईंट आपल्याला नंतर द्यायचे, त्यातला हा एक पॉईंट आहे. सर्क्युलर मोशन इज ऑलवेज एक्सप्लेन इन टर्म्स ऑफ मास ऑफ द बॉडी. Rotation motion is explained in terms of moment of inertia of the body, like this. So this is a very important change here, like this. So I is the moment of inertia. आता moment of inertia चा unit dimension वगैरे काय असेल ते आपल्याला देता येईल. So in this equation, simply m1 r1 square, it is called as I1. It is the moment of inertia. We will use this short form, mi of the first particle of mass m1 situated at distance r1 from given axis of rotation. म्हणजे आपण सिंगल पार्टिकलची सुद्धा मोमेंट ऑफ इनर्शिया काढू शकतो. फॉर एक्झाम्पल, द बेस्ट एक्झाम्पल इज इन हायड्रोजन ॲटम देर इज अ सिंगल इलेक्ट्रॉन रिव्हॉल्विंग अराउंड द न्यूक्लियस अबाउट द ॲक्सिस पासिंग थ्रू द न्यूक्लियस. सो दॅट मोमेंट ऑफ इनर्शिया ऑफ द सिंगल इलेक्ट्रॉन इन हायड्रोजन ॲटम इज गिवन बाय मास ऑफ द इलेक्ट्रॉन मल्टिप्लाइड बाय रेडियस ऑफ द सर्क्युलर ऑर्बिट ऑफ द इलेक्ट्रॉन. हे इक्वेशन खूप महत्त्वाचं आहे प्रॉब्लेम सॉल्व करताना. Also, we can find the moment of inertia of the earth orbiting around the sun. So m1 will be the mass of the earth and r1 is the radius of the circular path of the earth around the sun, like this. So in this way, this equation can be used to find the moment of inertia like this. So this is one relation, kinetic energy of the rotating body. Now when we are to explain the concept of moment of inertia, we will require two more equations. One is about the torque, which is responsible to produce the rotation motion, and the third one is the kinetic energy. So what is the use of this equation? Mi of electron orbiting around the nucleus in hydrogen atom. So I electron is equal to mass of the electron multiplied by r e square r1 square. R1 is equal to radius of circular orbit of the electron. Circular orbit of the electron. So I has SI unit kg, mass मध्ये किलोग्राम मध्ये पण होता, into meter square. I has dimensions m raised to 1, l raised to 2, t raised to 0. Remember this factor. या इक्वेशन मध्ये सेकंड टाइम ची टर्म कुठं झालेली नाही. सो I is independent of I is independent of time. टाइमवर डिपेंड नाही. मोमेंट ऑफ इनर्शियाचे डिपेंडन्सचे फॅक्टर्स नंतर आपल्याला सेपरेट बघायचे. सध्या आपल्याला हे तर माहिती आहे. सो डेफिनेशन ऑफ मोमेंट ऑफ इनर्शिया इज रिमेनिंग. त्याची डेफिनेशन आपण नंतर बघणार आहोत. सो नाउ वी हॅव डिराइव्ड द एक्सप्रेशन फॉर द कायनेटिक एनर्जी ऑफ ए रोटेटिंग बॉडी. वी नो दॅट इन एनी मोशन द बॉडी or the particle is associated with 5 quantity: displacement, velocity, acceleration, momentum and energy. So we have found the relation for energy like this. The value of the displacement, velocity, acceleration we already know like this. So this is about the kinetic energy. Now using the same type of arrangement, we can find the torque acting on the body which produces the angular acceleration alpha in the body. So there is a relationship between torque and acceleration. There is a relation for angular momentum. Angular momentum is a completely new quantity for us. Torque already we have seen last year. Torque is defined as moment of a force like this. So after completing these three relations, kinetic energy of rotating body, torque acting on the rotating body, and angular momentum of the rotating body. After completing these three relations, we will clear the concept of moment of inertia like this. आपल्या बुक्समध्ये, बोर्डच्या बुक्समध्ये एक्सप्रेशन फॉर टॉर्क आणि एक्सप्रेशन फॉर अँग्युलर मोमेंटम आहे दिलेले, पण ते बरेच पुढे दिलेले आहे. आपल्याला त्याचा यूज अगोदरच करायचा आहे चॅप्टरमध्ये नीट एक्सप्लेनेशनसाठी. आणि म्हणून आपण हे तिघे रिलेशन कंटिन्युअस बघणार आहोत. जरी बुक्समध्ये ते नंतरच्या ह्याच्यात दिलेले असले तरी आपण ते अगोदर बघणार आहोत. So next time we will see remaining two relation: expression for the torque and expression for the angular momentum of the rotating body, and then we will see the concept of moment of inertia, physical significance of moment of inertia. तर हे दोघे तिघे रिलेशन कंप्लीट झाल्याशिवाय आपल्याला तो कन्सेप्ट क्लिअर करता येत नाही. म्हणून आपण ते दोन रिलेशन अगोदर बघणार आहोत. सो ओके, वी विल स्टॉप हिअर. नेक्स्ट टाइम वी विल सी दीज टू रिलेशन, देन वी विल गो फॉर द concept of moment of inertia.